Bow chicka wow wow. Avoid legal snacks by telling people they're being recorded. You're being recorded.
That's how we need to start every single episode. You need
I don't want any legal snacks with any of you.
well,
Something that
you're
you.
being recorded from here on out.
Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to Talkmen Tuesdays. Sawyer and Angel.
And before we get into this week's episode, special shout out to our number one viewer, Melly, for the continued support on YouTube. If you want to watch these videos on YouTube, see our beautiful faces, feel free to go to Angel Corrado 2, no spaces, and you can check out these videos. For all of our Spotify listeners, go to YouTube too. Push that subscribe button.
Boom. Yes.
Again,
Thank you,
Melly, thank you.
She's really good at transitions. And she might be editing one of my vlogs this upcoming Tuesday.
Oh, Melly putting in that work.
Ooh. She has a YouTube channel. She has like 5,000 subscribers.
Yeah, so check out Melly's YouTube channel too.
Boom.
You can see her profile in our comments. She will be one of the comments. And by one of, I mean the only comment.
It's like, yo.
But Angel's got something special planned for us this episode.
Boom. This episode we'll be talking about with Big Talk. If you guys don't know about Big Talk, it's basically a question card game, which I found from a TED Talk. So welcome to my TED Talk.
Well, the Talkmen Tuesday TED Talk.
My mic was cut off.
And so this is my first time playing Big Talk. Angel has done this many a time, so if he's better than me, that's why. Just throwing that there.
Yeah, I saw the TED Talk for Big Talk, and I had to buy it, so I bought it, and I just started playing it with a bunch of my friends and giving them out.
Yeah, that's a good like impromptu purchase. Like I buy like I don't even know. I was gonna say something stupid, but I couldn't think of anything. Like a pet rock or something as an impromptu purchase.
Cool. I actually just bought a backpack, a version 2 backpack of a backpack I already own, and the new Away expandable luggage. I already have both of those items, but they're the upgraded version. They were a stupid buy, but I was like, they look so good. The marketing videos are so good, they got me.
You need to get one of those luggage things that you can ride on. There's like electric luggages that you can sit on.
I'm not gonna look at those videos. They're gonna reel me in, they're gonna get me. I'm like, I need one. I'm like, I don't even travel. All I do is work.
And even if you travel, you have legs. You don't need those. You can walk in the airport.
Oh man. Later on, hopefully I'll travel and use my new backpacks and luggage. I bought the Away luggage because I had like one trip. That was it. Now stored. And I bought another one, which I'm probably gonna sell my old one on eBay, my old backpack. Peak design.
Hey. Podcast bringing in that big money.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and by the way, while you're checking out Melly's comment on our podcast, feel free to check out Angel's most recent video. It's called, I believe it's True Love Story. He shouts out a special podcast in there. I won't say what the other topic is about, but it's one that puts City home for a lot of us, I feel. But go check out his most recent video. Give it some love.
It's basically Sawyer's and Candace's love story. Did I mention
I'm unbiased when it comes to it, but probably best video yet.
I love. You like the bicep comments? There's photos in there. Look at those biceps. Candace is looking at those biceps. Sawyer's like, yeah, look at those biceps.
Yeah, look at those biceps.
And then Candace is probably like, oh yeah, those biceps are big.
All right, so get to Big Talk. So, what's it all about? So
Big Talk is just literally deep questions, and we go one on one. I'm gonna ask you a question, and then you'll answer it. And then it'll be like, one person answers one question, the other person answers the next question. So we don't both answer the same question. Just so I usually put that rule just so people are actually listening and not just thinking about their own answer.
Good call. I'll be like, yeah, good answer, Angel. And like you say something completely inappropriate or something. Okay.
Okay. First question. This one's for you, Sawyer. What don't you spend enough time doing?
Ooh, I would say I don't spend enough time reading. I have like all these good books that I want to read, and I don't spend enough time doing it. So like I have this one book. It's basically like the Hunger Games kind of thing, but it's not the Hunger Games. Here, it's called Caraval. It's like a 3-part series, but I was like, it's gonna be my vacation book, and I've gone on vacation a couple of times, and I've only read it once,
Oh,
and I've only got like I think it's split like each book is split up into 3 parts too, and so I've gotten through part 1. Stephanie Garber, no free ad reads, but
we want to get sponsored so bad. If you happen to read all this, sponsor us.
yeah, Stephanie, hit me up. I'd love to be in your next book. The name's Sawyer. But yeah, I would say I don't spend enough time reading.
Why is that? It's like,
I don't know. I just think I put other things in front of it, whether it's like, I don't know, it's like watching TV, watching sports, or like, I don't know, just other things. Like I always put it on the back burner, but it's one of those things that's it's important, like, because it keeps your mind sharp. Like I even have a book called, it's like Homework for Adults. It's about all the things in like grade school that you learn that you just forget about, and it's math, science, history, kind of like all the subjects. Like it's another cool one, but like I just never read it. But I think it's a good idea, so I buy it, and then it's kind of a waste of money for me. But I don't know. I wish I just spent more time doing that.
boom. Okay.
All right,
Going on
show
with
me
the next
this
question.
card.
Whoa.
And you can't
whoa.
look at your screen because you can't read it in advance. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. So, Angel,
Can you read it like this?
create and run your own country, what would it be like?
Oh man.
It would be called Angel Country, and everybody's name would be Angel. You would have to do what I do.
If I could create my own country, what would it be like? I like the United States. I like capitalism. So definitely capitalism. uh, uh,
Sorry to all of our socialist listeners. We understand if you unsubscribe. Just Angel does not support your beliefs at this time.
I was like, United States, capitalism. I don't really know what else would be there. The only thing that would change about, I guess the USA or capitalism in general would be like how the, what is it? People who've gone through like the entrepreneurship route, like capitalism, who've liked it in the beginning, end up like getting old and whatnot, like retired, and end up like putting money back into politics and whatnot to change the rules, which not really purebred like capitalism, but let's not get too much into it.
Yeah, we're actually switching over to a political podcast at this point.
Why'd get the comments burned? Socialism for the win. I'm like, oh, well then.
That's a tough question though. Like, I feel like it's putting whoever gets that card on the spot so hard. You have to think of so many ideas.
Yeah,
Like,
it's like, yeah. You have to explain the whole country how you'd set it up. I'm like, United States is pretty good. My parents moved
and we're still changing. We
Yeah.
haven't even figured it all out yet.
Oh, we're gonna go on to the next question.
Yep.
Ooh, how would your friends describe you in a few sentences?
On a most recent video that I watched, I was described as funny. And so I'm going to go with funny. I would say I'm pretty charismatic. I feel like I can connect with a lot of people, a lot of different people. But then I would also say I'm an introvert until like I feel comfortable around you, and then I become very extroverted. So I would say that like those would be like the 3 big things that I would use to describe me. And I would lean more, like personally, I would lean more towards introvert than extrovert. But again, here I am doing a podcast, so how true can that really be? But I would say that that's how people would probably, or how I would really, I guess, describe myself.
Yeah.
I've also been told I'm flirty too, and so that's a thing.
You're very friendly.
Yeah, that's what I chalk it up to, but apparently
People can take that as flirtation because people are like, wait, you're so nice to me. You must like me.
Yeah, it's like, no, I'm just nice, I swear. Like, I hold the door because I care and because you're behind me. Like, guys and girls both get the same treatment. Like, no offense, but you're not special. It's just who I am.
I like how Mark described you. It's like you just have a really fun personality. How he put it, fun as shit.
What a shit.
I was like, how'd you guys connect? He's like, well, me and Sawyer just like hit it off. He's like, he's fun as shit. Like, yeah, his
It's
personality
like
is really
that's
great.
total Mark terms too, which is the greatest part about it.
Yeah, I'd be like, you guys did really hit it off at the beginning.
We
So
did,
started
which
dating
is
and whatnot.
weird because like that usually doesn't happen. Usually it takes like a couple meetings for like people to connect. But like with me and Mark, like we just kind of were like, hey, we kind of just like shot the shit with one another just right off the bat. It was strange, but I'm glad. I'm glad he's a good friend.
Okay. Next question. What are you drinking there, Sawyer?
Merlot. This could either be a classic vintage wine or a yellowtail. You will never know. So about $200 a bottle, we'll say. For all of our listeners out there, you don't know what I'm talking about. So check us out on YouTube. You can see this fine glass of wine.
Ooh, there you go for visual representation. We're about to get our liquor license next, like in a couple of months once we move.
Gonna
And I'm
start
like,
selling those Modelo's that you always always
yes.
drink. Yep.
And then wine. People collect wine. I need to get into wine because I don't know anything about wine. And
See,
like
I
my
don't
palate
collect
is
it, but I drink it. So I'll support the store.
oh, do it. Then yeah, marketing's gonna go a long way there. Okay, next question. um, if you could talk to everyone in the world, what would you say? Wait, is
Well,
this my question? Or your question?
yeah. Well, if you could talk to everyone in the world, what would you say? That's yours. So, what would you say to everyone in the world? And I'm gonna put a spin on it. It has to be the same message to everybody. It's like you're tweeting to the world. What would you tweet?
Uh, I'd be like, thank you. It's so cliche. I'm like, thank you.
You would just text them thank you.
Yes.
Like,
I feel like
you're welcome.
I just my mind just goes into like the cliche stuff like thank you or like do what makes you happy and just like those cliche sayings of like work or I would usually be like work.
Work. I need to go to work. You should have said, check out Talkmen Tuesday.
Yeah, there we go.
You got all the promotions we need.
I'll tell them to go listen to Talkmen Tuesday on Spotify. We're still not on Apple. I don't know why we're not on Apple Podcasts yet, but we're on Spotify and
Yeah.
these other 4 other podcast sessions that I've never heard of, but we're there too.
Is Podcast Addict one of them? Because that's one that I had for a while.
Podcast Addict. We're on like Google Podcasts, RXX Podcasts. I don't know. Let me check real quick. Wait for it. Darn it, I'm not logged in.
RXX Podcast. I've never heard of them. Probably not supported by RX Bar by any means. Again, no free ads. But that's gonna be our catchphrase. No free ads.
No free ads.
Hashtag no free ads. Hashtag Melly.
Hashtag Melly. Thank you for being our only comment.
Thanks for your support.
On Breaker, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, Spotify, and Copy RSS.
So do you just go to those places and you say, hey, we have a podcast. Can we like get on the list?
Anchor does it for you.
Oh, okay.
It's an app that's really convenient. I forgot this guy mentioned it, and yeah, you just put your audio there, and then it does the distribution for you. But if you be more advanced, it gives you like specific details on how to do each individual one. Yeah, I don't know why we haven't been able to go on Apple. I might need to research that and try to do that individually.
Yeah, they might be more specific for like things that you need to put down to get onto it or something. Who knows?
All right, Next question.
Here we go.
Ooh. Sawyer, what do you wish you knew?
Well,
It's
I
so
answered to a
open-ended.
couple of tests growing up. That would be nice to know. But what I wish I knew. I wish I knew a lot of the times that things didn't matter as much as like I brought them up to be in my head. So like whether it was like decisions I made like growing up or like the stress that I had like studying for tests, like I'm sure the stress added to like my ability to study more, but like in the long run, like sure, if I missed a couple of questions, it didn't matter that much to my career or anything like that. So I wish I knew that. Actually, no, I'm going to switch it up. I wish I knew that everything would work out. Like everything that I was doing, I would get to where I wanted to be at the time that I was at. And so, and even more so, because I never thought that I would be doing a podcast, but I always thought doing a podcast would be super fun. And so, like, this is like truly enjoyable for me. And at the same time, like, I'm in a relationship that I enjoy. I have a job that I enjoy. Like, I'm very happy. So that's what I wish I knew.
Sawyer being happy. Look
Yeah.
at you!
This has been your
I kind of wish.
sentimental portion of Talkman Tuesday. Tune in next week to see Sawyer cry. No,
I kind of wish you would have stuck with like the test thing, because then I could have been like, okay, listen, kids, you could have flunked it like
don't
that.
study. Yeah, it doesn't mean anything. Heck, you might as well cheat on those tests. They don't matter.
Right.
Discipline's a joke.
But now you know. My dad's currently recording me because I'm still at the store. So I'm gonna record him real quick.
Get that vlog.
Yes! That's my dad. He has his cell phone. And this is Sawyer. Say hi, Sawyer.
Woo! Oh, hey. Sorry, I meant to say hi, not woo.
Big talk. Yeah, that was a good answer, though. Because, yeah, a lot of things don't matter. Kind of like, it's simplifying it, but we put so much emphasis on things that don't really matter.
And I feel like growing up, like, you put so much stress on yourself. Like, that's just not needed. But at the same time, it's important. Like, but, you know.
Another thing is, like, how old we are and, like, how much we've learned from, like, that, all those years. And to realize that we have, like, 3 more lives of that.
Yeah, seriously. It's crazy. Like, we're not even a third done. I'm tapping out. No, I'm kidding. All right, what's your question? We're moving on.
My grandma was kind of like joking around, like she was gonna pass away, and I was like, "Grandma, you got 30 more years. You gotta stay around." And then my dad also thinks that like he's ready for retirement. I'm like, "Dad, you're 50. You got 50 more years." I think or something like that. But I'm like, "You got 50 more years."
Yeah, it's weird to think like be working for 50 more, 60 more years. Like that's crazy.
All right. Next question.
All right. What gives you goosebumps?
Boom. I don't know why I always go to like the cliche answers. Randoms, like random acts of kindness. Like if I see
Okay.
someone,
Boo! Boo! Random acts of kindness coming from the man named Angel. Okay.
I know it sounds so cliche. So I was like, that just like pops up into my mind. Like I see somebody hold the door open for somebody else. I'm like, aww.
And that gives you goosebumps? That makes me feel good. That doesn't give me goosebumps. Yeah, making you think now. Cold showers. Those give me goosebumps.
I've tried that one time, and then I was like, I'm going back to warm showers.
Yeah, there's the thing. It was like in the morning, if you take a cold shower, like it'll get you more energized. Yeah, I tried that once, and I was like, nope.
I'd rather just drink coffee or get my tea in. It's a better way to wake up than cold shower.
So random acts of kindness give you goosebumps.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll go with that. I'm like, I can't think of anything else that's like not cliche. I'm like, why do I go to cliche stuff?
For our random question of the day, we're gonna give one of these.
Boom. That works
So,
out.
Melly,
Ooh.
we're talking to you. Listen up for one of these random things coming later.
I only listen to Melly. She's the girl I met on Tik. Oh, it was back musically. It was a good transitioner. She's like, she knows how to work the camera with transitions.
So you might have a future editor for one of your
Oh,
vlogs.
oh yeah. Yeah. I'm horrible at editing, as you can clearly tell.
Hey, I think you're the best editor I know.
You
So,
don't know that many editors, do you?
you're the only editor I know.
Okay.
Besides myself. And that's just my Snapchat edits. Which
uh,
aren't anything. Because it's delete, make a new Snapchat.
it's getting there. You could even edit on your phone nowadays with like video editing,
Really?
and then that helps out with like you don't have to carry a laptop, and you could give out your message to the world. Okay, next question.
Thanks. That's the message I would give out to the world.
Go put out.
Work.
Yeah. Like, what are you doing? Go work.
Okay.
Moving on. What do you want to do before you die?
Okay, we're getting dark here. Before I die,
Die, nah, nah,
I
nah.
want to go skydiving before I die. That's a actually no. I'm taking that. I do want to do that, but I want to say I want to go on an Alaskan cruise before I die. I think that those cruises are so cool. And so,
Why?
no pun intended.
Why an Alaskan cruise?
Because I've been on like Caribbean cruises. I've done like I went on a cruise through Mexico and stuff for spring break. But I just think like a cold weather cruise would be so cool to do. Like I would say I want to do one of like the like staying in a hotel underwater, but I know that I would get way too paranoid at doing one of those things, and so I'd have more stress doing that. And so I just want to do an Alaskan cruise
Huh.
/ skydiving.
Huh.
Yeah.
Cool. Boom.
Yep.
All right. Next question.
All right. What makes you lose track of time? Don't say TikTok. Can't say TikTok. Throwing that out there.
Yeah. So anything to do with TikTok is gone.
No TikTok. Nothing TikTok related. Gotta get to know ya.
uh, I would say I'm like if we're not going TikTok, I'm gonna go to YouTube.
Hey, it works.
I like actually. I'm getting it once now that I'm getting like the hang of editing and just like filmmaking. I'm liking it a lot more. Just that I wish I had more time to like actually put more practice into it. Which
Yeah.
just started like the daily vlogging thing, just so I could put more videos out there. Even though it might not look the best, I just need to get that practice in. And
Yeah.
actually started enjoying it. Like storytelling. Storytelling is hard, but YouTubers make it look easy. But then again, YouTubers have probably been there for like 10 years, and we're
That's the
like,
thing. Yeah, they got this good for a reason because it's just practice and practice. And I know we talked about it in an earlier episode too, but it's like it's just the repetition of being able to do it. And that's why like I'm gonna be looking into like getting like a better computer that can support like different editing things too. Because like as we continue to do this, like so I can help out you with all of that as well. I I just think it's one of those things that you just got to keep doing it and just like trying to figure things out because it's the more you step out of your comfort zone that you get better at things. And sure,
right.
some might be total failures, but you got to figure it out. So then those failures you get like worked on and just get better. So
Definitely. And yeah, basically sums it up. And like the internet's only like so many, like what, 20, 30 years old? No. How old is the internet? 20s. But it's fairly new.
it is. I mean, it's a fairly new concept for sure compared to other things out there. And so But it's crazy how much like stuff you can get off of it. Like self-help books, like those aren't even like an existent. Like people just go to YouTube and they go how to whatever, and like it's just a new thing. Like there's one guy who ended up building a shed, or is it either a shed or a house, just based off of YouTube videos. Like that's ridiculous.
Yeah. So much information.
Yeah.
I remember seeing Casey Neistat, a YouTuber, and he was with Will Smith in one of like his videos, and these kids went up to Casey and wanted his photo, and not Will Smith. Yeah, and we're like, what?
That's the Fresh Prince. You don't disrespect the Fresh Prince. Speaking of, we're working on getting Will Smith on a future episode. Stay tuned.
Like our generation probably would still probably choose Will Smith over Casey, but like newer generations are like, Casey's our Will Smith.
That's crazy to think about. And they're like two completely different platforms too. Like Casey, I mean, Will Smith has a YouTube channel, but like Casey, he's just all on YouTube. And Will Smith was all TV and movies and even music and everything. But it just goes to show you how much the internet has changed things, where people are more recognizable, like the younger generations of YouTube people, than a Will Smith. And Will Smith's pretty high profile too. Like that's not somebody that you just kind of toss aside.
He did a press tour when he was going on social, like when he started his Instagram and YouTube channel. He went on Ellen and the Jimmy Kimmel Show, and then now I realize I'm like, that was a press tour for his socials. Like,
why don't we do that?
Huh?
Why don't we do that? Will they not accept us going in these? Does Ellen not support young podcasts?
I feel like. I wonder if they have to pay to get on the Ellen Show, or like, is it like in a mutual agreement, or like they have to pay a certain amount of money? Because most people there are either like promoting a book or something, or movie, or so forth.
I'm sure it kind of goes both ways. Like if it's a big, like a largely known person, like it'll get you to tune in. Like Ellen's probably at that point where her loyal viewers will continue just to watch her no matter what happens. But I'm sure it gets to a point where like it's a mutually agreed upon thing, like you're coming on here, I'm going to use you as like a next episode thing, but at the same time you're going to be like, hey, check out Ellen for me coming on type of thing. So I can take it both ways.
Yeah, because Will Smith's first Instagram photo was at the Ellen Show, and it was like Ellen showing him how to Instagram. So he did a duck photo, like
oh, okay.
Will Smith being Will Smith. Okay, next question. Oh,
I don't like that. You say "oh" for all of mine, and I start freaking out.
It adds to the tension.
The suspense going into it.
Suspense. There we go. I'm gonna improve my vocabulary with you. Clearly,
We can have a word of the day. We have to fit into the sentence, each of us at least one time.
This past week, I learned what a second cousin was. Because my family just calls everybody like cousin, uncle. He's like your cousin. I'm like, I don't think he's my cousin. He's like, he's your cousin. I'm like, okay, he's my cousin.
He's my cousin.
He was like,
he's a lot of cousins.
Yeah. And we're like, oh, okay. So, someone explained to me second cousin. I'm like, oh. So what we call cousins, you guys call second cousins. Like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Word of the day coming soon.
Yeah, I can easily get a 2020 calendar for word of the day, and we can just every Tuesday, whatever word it is what we can use for this, and that could be a part of the intro. That could work.
Yes, and people would get educated on the word of the day.
Yeah, don't just listen for us for entertainment. It's for educational purposes too. We're sponsored by the Illinois School Association. I don't even know if that's a thing, but it is now.
Okay, what do you fight for?
I fight for. Oh, that's a weird one. What do I fight for? You can take this so many different ways.
The question is, how are you gonna take it?
Yeah, how am I gonna take this? Sawyer, will take this question. I would say again, it's gonna be kind of a little cliche, but I would say I would fight for like justice, whether it's like people's rights or whatnot. Like I fight for what I feel is right for like people's just freedoms, and so. But at the same time, like I have no examples of when I've actually fought for people.
Boo.
It's like, you're all talk Sawyer. Yeah, I am. But that's how I would say, like, if it was like a voting thing, like I would go for who I felt like gave people the most freedom as people to live their best life. So that's how I'm gonna take it. And don't ask me for examples in the comments below. I don't want to hide them, so we're good.
I'm not gonna read the comments.
Yeah.
What? So we just have Melly right now, so we're good.
Yeah. I fight for the rights of everybody. That's what I'm gonna say for all peoples.
Everyone.
Next question. We're moving off of that one. That's a terrible answer. Where do you find peace?
That's an easy one for me. Church.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just very peaceful. I actually started going to church because when I was like growing up, my parents would always fight, and I'd find like the church as like a peaceful place. So that's why I
my little getaway.
Yeah, on the weekends, and then my aunt she became very religious after she had a divorce, and then I kind of just like hopped on, was like, can I go with you? And then I just ended up becoming like somewhat religious. Got really involved in church.
Somewhat religious.
Okay, I'm very religious.
From our previous episodes, everybody listening knows that Angel's a liar.
I am very religious.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Very is the word that we were looking for.
When I gave some of our fraternity brothers were doing the endorsement challenge at Harry's, and they were asking for like somebody to buy them a drink on Instagram stories. When I did it on one of the brothers, their post of me was like Jesus talking to everybody.
Hey, that's a good reputation to have. There are worse ones out there that you can have. Being a religious guy, that's not a bad one.
I just thought it was funny because all these pictures were of him drinking, and then all of them were like, Jesus is like, thank you, Angel. We'll make you proud. I was like, okay. But yeah. Okay.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I like that one. Define peace. That's a good one.
And that's why I like prayer, because prayers, I feel like helps me find peace.
Well, it's time for yourself too. Like we could just talk about what like you're really thinking about. Like
definitely.
I like that.
And yeah. All right, next question. What is your number one priority today?
Candace. I would say my number one priority are my relationships with people. Like work is very important, but I would say the relationships that I have with people, not only at work, but in my personal life, take priority over that. And it's just because I feel like I'm at that time where like the relationships are very important to me, whether it's again, work relationships or personal relationships. I feel like they all kind of connect. So I would say that. And that is the best answer I have given today. So
it's good.
Shout out Sawyer. Whoop whoop.
Oh. Sorry, what's your personality type?
I'm an introvert.
But like the Myers-Briggs personality type, like INFJ, ENFP.
Oh, I've taken that so many times. I'll have to get back to you on that one.
Right. That'd be interesting.
Let me look it up. Like, what are like the options? Because if you tell me them, I'll remember what my things were.
The first one's E or I, extrovert, introvert.
Introvert.
The next one's.
Actually, no. It told me I was an extrovert, which I was bitter about. So yes. So
extrovert. You just gotta get over that hump, and then you're like full on extrovert. You're like, what?
Well, that's the thing. In answering these questions, I'm like my extroverted self and everything too. So
it's not gonna be introvert at all. But then that's because like when you're first getting to know you are. Yeah.
Well, I am. I'm quiet. I'm just because I don't know if I like you yet. You don't know me.
You know what I've been through.
Not a lot, but still.
Okay, it was, what was it? Or how about you take it and then it's the next one's, darn it. It's gonna take way too much time. I'll just send you the test and then.
We can take these tests and then we can talk about our results for next week. How about that?
Oh yes, perfect.
There we go.
Boom. Using
Homework
your
for
noggin.
us.
Boom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Co-host responsibilities. Coming up with those ideas.
Next question.
All right. What have you started but never finished, and why? Oh man, we will not be judging you for not being a finisher. You're just a quitter, but it's okay. Kidding. Oh, here we go. The Mamba mentality. Well, first of all, I got a question. What made you get that? And then second of all, why haven't you finished it?
It's Kobe.
I understand who it is, but there had to been something about whether it was like the marketing for it that you're like, yeah, I should get that, or like the message behind it. But then there was something that made you, I guess not something, but there's a reason why you didn't finish it yet. So I want both.
The reason I got it was I was really into books and reading. Once after college, like you don't really study for anything, so I
Yeah.
still wanted like that reading, and especially people who like done a lot of things. Kobe is one of those guys. And I think he was retiring, and um, probably he was doing his press tour of the book, and I got it when it came out or something like that. So that's why. And then I just never finished it because once I got over that like whole reading thing, I also realized that a lot of those reading things, it's like they had to put in the work. Like they had to do those things. Like you can't really read about push-ups. So like you actually have to do it. And I'm like, darn it.
If only it was this easy.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, that's his plan. Now you just gotta execute. And I'm like, oh, now I actually have to do it.
I was gonna say, if that's the case, I have Arnold Schwarzenegger's The Bodybuilder Encyclopedia, I think it's called. And man, I would be reading the heck out of that if that just went right into it.
And the reason why I haven't finished it is because now I'm putting in more work, like podcasts, vlogging, TikToking, and then just like I work with family business full time, and then do everything else on the side.
You are super consistent with your YouTube videos. I have to give you props for that. Like you've got that schedule up where you have things premiering, and so you don't have to worry about like actually putting them out. Like you have it set after you do like your editing and everything on your end for them. Like you are good with getting these things out on time.
Trying. And I'm actually late for the today's.
Ooh, tough crowd.
But I'll get it done. I'll probably, I won't have like a story time, but I'll probably do like a TikTok tutorial or TikTok dance, because that usually brings in more views, and people are like searching that up, because people are searching those dances up, and then that'll probably help out.
Like Melly said, hashtag Melly. If you add the hashtags, it will, like we can get people to see us, and then again more stuff on top of it too. But we've got our strategies behind it.
Thumbnails. Get people to click on them. Not necessarily clickbait, but make it clickable.
Yep. And that's Sawyer's project, so I got this.
Oh.
All right, next question.
Ooh.
Oh, what? Every time. Every time.
These are good questions. What advice would you ask from your greatest hero? One, who's your greatest hero?
I was gonna say, who's my greatest hero?
Two, what advice would you ask from them? This is why I like Big Talk rather than.
It makes you think. And like we have to think on the spot because we're on a podcast nowadays. So.
It's not small talk, it's big talk.
Big Talk, Talkmen Tuesday. This is just me stalling because I don't know who I want to say is my hero.
Or the opposite, I have no heroes.
Yeah, my hero's myself, and I would tell myself, keep it up. No, I'm kidding.
What Snoop Dogg did, I want to thank myself. I want to thank myself for everything. I was there by myself. I put in the work. I did everything. So thank you, Snoop Dogg.
I would say I want to Okay, this is gonna be just an on-the-spot answer, so it might not actually be in line with what I believe. But
Don't
I would
worry.
say my hero at this point I'll say Drew Brees because he's a Purdue grad, and because I'm a Purdue grad and you're a Purdue grad, I feel like we can connect on that. And then I would say my question to him would be, what has kept you motivated throughout all the years? Because like there's been so many things that I've like started and stopped for various reasons, but his just like regime with working out in high school, college, NFL, and just doing it at such a high level for so long, what's kept him pushing himself that much for so long? So that would be my question for him.
It's good. Yeah.
I would say it's great. Really, best answer of the night. I'm kidding. But I mean, that would be just something I'm curious like about for like people that have like those schedules like that. Like there have to be days where they're just like, I'm not feeling it, but then they still get out of bed and they do it. And like for a lot of people too, it might just be going to work that's difficult for them, and so they probably have the same just drive or curiosity in them too. So just curious.
Yeah. Probably. I don't know. I feel like their childhood would probably be something big about them. I wonder what happened. Like, wait.
Or their families or too, like if you have kids and a wife or a husband, like just wanting to provide for them could be a huge driver I could see as well.
Definitely. All right. So next up, Drew Brees will come on.
Yeah, next episode. And if he doesn't come on next episode, he's probably playing football or something the previous night. So sorry.
That'd be so cool. We end up like meeting these people. And we're like, we wanted to talk to you so much.
Check out episode 5.
Okay. Next question from Big Talk.
All right. What can you do today that you couldn't do a year ago? Oh, I like that question. That's a good question. What could you do today that you couldn't do a year ago?
For sure the daily vlogs. I could not do that a year ago. I
Why
came
not?
with I feel like I'm just adding more things to my schedule, and just like I don't know, just like I didn't have the I don't know if it's like experience or just like once you do things enough, it's more like it's not seen. The learning curve sucks. Once you learn about it, it's easy to do it.
Yeah.
So now I'm like learning about it. I got TikTok down, so now I'm just adding YouTube into it, and then I figured since I'm trying to promote that YouTube channel, podcasting would be better too, just because most channels are like it's consistently just like going up, and then sometimes like a viral moment hits, but then it still steadily goes up.
Yeah.
And you see with any big YouTuber or whatnot that if they start anything new, it's like a somewhat jump, but then it consistently goes up once they keep doing it.
Yeah.
And so,
There's no really big spike downs, I feel like, unless you do something very controversial that make a
unless
lot
you
of
get in a fight with another big star, but then
Yeah.
it keeps
Shout
going
out
up.
Will Smith, you're a boy. It's so true. And it's crazy because I would say like a year ago, I probably wouldn't have been able to do this podcast either. Like my schedule was so much like crazier with work. Like before I switched jobs, like I've got
switched
around,
jobs?
like yeah, I've switched jobs, but like I got home around like 7 o'clock, and at that point I was like, I am done. Like I'm not talking to anybody, nothing like that. And so, like, yeah, we wouldn't have been able to do this a year ago, or if we did, it would be like, hi, welcome back to Talkmen Tuesday, and I'm Sawyer. Like,
Sawyer's personality come out.
yeah, I'm an extrovert, I swear. So,
When did you switch jobs?
January of this year. So my birthday is January 27th. I started my job on January 28th.
Cool.
It's very easy to remember my like 1 year anniversary, which is coming up in 2 months and 3 days. But
How'd you make the switch? Like, why'd you make the switch? If you could talk about it to the whole
No,
world.
it was literally it was everything was fine at my other job. It was just the hours that I was working. Salary played a huge part into it, but like I just wasn't happy at my old job. It was a lot of like, hi, I want to recruit you to work at this other company that I don't work at. And my job now is, hi, I want to recruit you because you're going to be working for my company. So I went from like third party recruiting to first party. So it made a huge difference. And so I don't know. I just love it so much more now. And so, yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Boom. Sawyer's being happy. Sawyer's for status coming out. That's
Yay!
great. We need that. Or else it'd be really bad. I'll probably just be talking with the camera. Hi guys, it's me again.
Hey, it's Angel. How's it going?
I'm back.
Welcome back to another Big Talk Tuesday with your host.
Angel's Cloud.
Hey, don't be bashing that. For everybody listening, that was the idea that I gave Angel when he was looking for podcast names. I said Angel's Cloud.
I was like, people probably think I'm hot.
Hey, Illinois, 2020, January 1st. Nobody can judge you at that point.
We sell CBD oil. CBD infilled like gummies and like creams. And just testing it out. It doesn't sell that much. So probably.
I wouldn't assume that people go to your store to buy that stuff. People go to your store to buy like the grocery items.
Yeah. Some people were like, "Is that marijuana?" I'm like, no, it doesn't have THC. That's what makes you high. I had to explain that to people.
It doesn't have THC. It has CBD, and they're like, "What the hell are you saying?"
Basically, you know, like, oh, okay. And then, yeah. Like, how do you know all about this? I'm like, we sell it.
I have to know about this. I have to be informed for people like you that come in and ask me these questions. Because if I say yes and it doesn't, then I just look bad and we look bad as a store. The cops come, we get arrested. There goes the news store. Sir and madam, I need to be informed.
A medical dispensary like a block away from us. But now that it's recreational, it's going to be legal. Game changer.
Yeah.
Ah.
It's going to be crazy.
Okay, guys. Wait, you do the outro because we're out of time.
Yeah.
Boom!
Wait, you got to choose the question, though.
The question of the day. Okay.
Because you got the cards.
When to stop.
Stop. That one. Oh, this is a good one. So, guys, the question of the day is, how are you making a difference in the world?
Oh.
Big things, small things, everything will make a difference. There was a startup company that decided to make these big nets that cleaned up the oceans in the world, and they are now, I think, like $1 million company that's doing these differences, and they didn't think that they would get that far. So we're just curious what little or big thing you are doing to make a difference in the world. And it could honestly be something as small as when I was in grade school, I watched the kindergarten class, so my kindergarten teacher could go have lunch on her own. That's something that I did that made a difference in her life. So really just think about it. Don't put too much thought into it, but comment below if you're on YouTube. If you're on Spotify, RXX, and or these other sites, feel free to
Google Podcast.
Yeah, Google Podcast. Hey, shout out Google. Feel free to check out Angel Corrado 2 and comment below what difference you're making in this world to make it a better place for all of us. And we will see you guys next week on the next episode, and we will tell you what's the name of the study called?
Myers-Briggs.
Myers-Briggs information study test. Quiz.
Thank you guys for listening.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.